Okay, I don't have a whole lot for you, but Ray, I've got a commissioner's deed for you to sign before you get away from it. And the two lots are given to the town of Pioneer. Got it prepared. We've got the legal notice prepared and it's been published on the lots where we're gonna have a deed sale. You asked me to send a letter to Peabody regarding a request for a road closure plan for the next 5 years, and I've done that. I haven't heard any response.
I think Benji heard from them that they were in the process of preparing one, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And that's it.
I think they said they'd be here at the next meeting. I think the first meeting in February is what they told me, I believe. They had that 5-year plan.
Benji?
I've got a couple of requests for utilities. One Smithville, they need to run a fiber optic down to the Carlisle Medical Clinic on Old 41 for 2,100 feet along the west side of the right of way. I don't see any problem with it if you guys see fit to approve it.
Would they have to be
30 inches.
is that our,
No, but we don't have a ditch there, so.
You need a motion?
I'll tell you what. I think I better request that be at least 36. That's not, especially for fiber optic.
Were they
Why don't you approve it, pending the change?
Okay, I'll make a motion, we approve their fiber optic line, but they have to bury 36 inches and to Benji specs.
that's it. All in favor?
If you would, can I sign it? I've got another one from Wind Energy. They need to place, there's a pole line on the north side of County Road 850, north of Shelburne. And they need to extend that pole line by about 6 poles to the CSX Railroad to provide electrical service to the railroad.
I'll tell you what, I'm glad we got something over CSX. There is a railroad crossing in my district.
I've got some information on that. They're supposed to have that open in another couple of weeks. Their machine that they were using to tamp the rails broke down, and they had to send it off to get it fixed, and now they've got it back, and they're working their way back here. So they ought to have it open here in another couple of weeks.
Well, I make a motion, we approve this, but not before they
Okay.
get that fixed.
Good enough.
Because they drug their feet for 2 months, and it's
Good enough.
time that guy gets his road back to his house.
Got a
Let me
motion.
make a note on that, and you guys can sign underneath the note, okay?
Okay.
Is that a second? All in favor? Benji, do you have a whole promise agreement for us next year?
You know, at one time, all these people did, right? But you know, it's been a while. I'm not too sure it wouldn't be a bad idea to have them sign new ones. Do we have blanks that we can send them to have them re-sign, John? Hold harmless agreements?
Yeah, I think, Jane,
I
you
mailed
sent
it
me
to
some,
you
didn't you?
for you to
Yeah,
look
I've
it
got
up.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I can get some blanks, you
Okay.
say you got them, Jane?
I wanted him to look at them to see if he,
Yeah.
Is that
what we
okay?
want?
And I
we
got
use
them,
that?
Yeah, and it looks fine. Yeah.
okay.
Do you have one you could email me? Because I can't scan it. I can't scan it.
Oh,
So email it to you?
Email it to me, and that way I can forward that to these utilities.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
I've got, I made you some copies of some of these estimates for the blacktops. One for each of you. One of them's the County Road 300 north out here, Luke. One of them's 800 east down there south of Pleasantville. And then the last sheets are all of our existing hard surface roads that could use paving. So at some time in the very near future, hopefully let me know what you want to put in the contract. And I need to get that out as soon as possible. It's getting time. The early bird gets the worm in the blacktop business, so let's try to get our bids out as soon as possible. And whatever you want, if you want those gravel roads that you've discussed in the past, if you want to do them, we'll do them. If you want to make changes to it, whatever. But we just need to do something here pretty quick.
And the total amount of money, what was it, like $850? Does that include that, or does that not include?
That
I've
has
got
a-
you two prices there. One, of course, it's going to depend on the bid. And I've estimated $50 a ton, which our bids last year were closer to 50. And then I estimated at $60 a ton. Of course, you don't know what.
But these gentlemen will have some roads they're gonna do.
Sure, right.
But that's when they'll take it all.
No.
We have 850 that has not been appropriated yet, Luke.
And,
But-
and you're going to do 800, which is on those last sheets, 800 east. I'm assuming you're still going to do that.
Okay. See, what was allocated is less than half of that.
So this is what it would cost to do the 4 miles, basically.
High-low, that's a high.
Right.
That's about 3.5, Luke. That's from that south road of Pleasantville.
What if we just
Okay.
did the 250,000 to where it would go, because it'd be less we'd have to do to get us a hard surface road to Freelandville. I mean, it ain't gonna get us where we need to go, but,
Where do you need to go to get to Freelandville? All the way to 500? 500 east?
well, we just have to pick a east-west road at some point, and,
Well, that'd be 1,200, right?
well, it's gonna depend on the mine plan, because we need to know how far
Yeah.
south their pit's gonna extend.
Right.
And once we determine how
Well,
far.
let's get that before we decide to do anything. Because that's going to.
Yeah, it's gonna change.
It's going to change what you might want to do elsewhere, and let's make sure we've got that plan before we decide to do anything.
I think that'd be wise.
We'll make a motion to table for that.
Absolutely.
Got a motion second.
If you guys want to come in and talk to me about it, come in and talk to me about it. I love to talk blacktop.
And while we're talking about Luke, I had been in contact with Wabash Valley. They've got millings down here that possibly could go an alternate route as far as, it would be more of a cold mix type situation, but it would be with millings, and that's not a bad road in itself.
You mean just cut down on the expense of getting that hard surface?
Right.
Get you a base before you do something else,
Right.
if you want to.
Well, and parts of that have been undermined, so it's gonna be more susceptible to, but I think it's still important that we maintain a hard surface to Freelandville. But
So
I don't care how we can provide it, but I'd like to do that.
We don't have final numbers yet because they just got back with Benji basically since the first
An hour
of the
ago.
year.
Hey, I got another question. What are we doing with all our millings on these roads that they're stripping up? We're not able to grind them. We need to get some way to,
And I think you've got arrangements to go with McAllister to look at a machine, is that correct?
McAllister is going to have a demonstration of a milling machine that they're going to have available for the counties, all counties in this area,
Right.
Grinding.
like, I talked to the Bill about that.
to grind up these roads. And it sounds to me like it would be a very reasonable cost to do that, so, you know.
How much material do you think that could provide us?
Well, a lot of material.
And then again, you've got to do that before that becomes in the permitted area, because that fails in.
But usually, if you wanna grind up a road though, if you're gonna grind up an existing road and keep it existing hard surface, then you leave that material in place.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm
He's
talking
talking
about
about stripping
when
it
we're-
up
Oh, the mine roads,
and relocating
I
that
got you.
material.
I got
Because
you.
there's
Well,
no-
yeah, a lot,
there's gonna be lots of blacktop that they're gonna tear up that,
and it depends on the road too. A lot of it doesn't have anything under it. If they're old chip and seal roads, they might not have an inch or two of material in it. And some of them do, you know.
Okay, anything else?
Nope.
Brenda?
make a motion, we approve the minutes of the last meeting.
Have a motion?
This is for the alcohol and beverage board, Dave Brooks. We need all 3 signatures.
Just at the bottom.
No, right here it says sign and print. One,
Okay,
you, and.
all right.
Yes.
Have a motion?
Yeah.
Have a motion, you have a second? All in favor?
How long has he been on that alcohol?
Since the second year. You were the first one that applied to me.
This is on the commissioner's certificate sale. I need all the signatures on that.
So you're not gonna be the auctioneer?
No, I am on our sale.
Not on that one.
This is
This is the SRI sale of all those certificates that didn't, all those properties that didn't sell last fall.
While we're on
We
this-
have a couple on there that if they happen to sell at our sale on February 25th, I'll have to notify SRI to take them off of there.
While we are on this, this was done by previous commissioners to enter into the agreement with SRI. There was for some reason, the advertising wasn't approved, and so Brenda called me, and I called Luke, and I called Marvin, and we all agreed, so we did this over the phone, but it was of a timely manner, and I told Luke and Marvin both that if they didn't agree, we wouldn't do it, but since it was something that was already decided and we were all in agreement with it, that's why we went ahead and gave Brenda the approval to advertise.
Did you end up setting a date on our other sale?
Yes, February 25th. About 2 weeks before Christmas.
Which I seen the little legalese and
This is the covered bridge certification.
Sign.
Yeah, just sign it. Yep, just sign it.
what happens if I find a covered bridge?
Then we better maintain it, haven't we? Let's build one, what, too?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Hey, we can start Covered Bridge Festival.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it'd be extremely expensive.
I think-
would.
I think that's what they did, they moved theirs in, a lot of them.
I did. This is the bond for myself. You need to sign, just sign it on the front there, it's okay.
Motion to approve.
Yeah.
Bond.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion, second.
I have one for
All
Shelley.
in favor?
I make a motion, we approve Shelley's bond.
Okay, motion, we have second one. I second.
This is a continuation for the corner.
Make a motion, we,
You just have to make the line.
yeah, Jeff Griffith, we're gonna sign off on Jeff Griffith as well, and
Have a motion, have a second.
and Peggy Goodman.
Yeah.
I second that.
Are these all bonds?
Yes. That's all I have.
Commissioner Fluke?
I have two things. The first one, a couple years ago, they appointed me to be the ADA accessibility key person for the county, and I haven't done anything, but I've been told recently that by people that did the jail study, Tim hired these people to do the jail study, and she sent me an email and said that we don't have an ADA plan in place, and that to get any federal money, and that includes like the airport and other, the ambulance barn, anywhere, we have to have this ADA plan for the whole county. We don't have one, and it's not gonna be cheap.
You know anybody that doesn't?
No, I don't. I mean, her company, the people that's doing the jail study, she's wanting to bid on it, but
So will we have, when they're done, will they have an ADA plan for the jail, or is?
yeah, it would be a comprehensive county plan.
Right, but I mean, are they developing one for the jail right now, or is this?
No, they did a feasibility.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've made efforts to improve accessibility. We've installed this wheelchair lift. We're making an effort, but we don't have a concrete plan in place in the event, somebody come back on us. We don't have a, so I think it's important that we be thinking about that and maybe even advertise for bids on it, whether we do anything with it or not, just.
And how do we need to write that scope up?
I don't know there's real specific.
They probably could do it for you, the specs for you.
Right.
Yeah, she's suggesting that we bid it out with RFP, request for proposals. And she hasn't tried to figure out the hours yet, but we could be looking at anywhere from 30 to 50,000 to do all the county departments. That includes the county park and lake, the aviation board, the jail.
She said that our clerk had received some federal money and that the polling locations were compliant. And if we can find the paperwork on that, that they would not have to make those compliant.
Okay, that would
We
be
did
back
that about 4 years ago, 6 years ago.
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Well, she's saying that they have a plan in place, they're
Yes.
compliant, but they have to be furnished their portion of the plan. And the federal government supposedly paid to get them compliant.
Right, that's right, it was.
So,
Shelley might have that. Shelley ran that project, so.
It
she
should
may
be
have
in
that.
Well-
the clerk's office.
if I'm the contact person, I want to move forward, try to get it compliant.
And there's, we're just accepting proposals, we're not actually allocating any money. so
No.
we can.
No, we would just be requesting proposals.
I'll entertain a motion for that.
I'll make a motion.
Second. We're all in favor.
Tell her to get a federal ordinance for this.
And then the other thing I had was, last year, we went to the council and tried to get perf for the employees. They did not, we didn't have all our paperwork with the state in place. They weren't for sure what the overall cost was gonna be, but they went ahead and allocated $40,000 to perf in the event we move forward with it. The previous commission signed an agreement with the state to try to implement perf next year. Whether we can fund it or not, that's still up for discussion and debate. However, the council had this $40,000 appropriated for PERF. And I'm just wanting to get everybody's signature to pay it out as a retirement benefit, just as a one-time retirement benefit for the county employees, rather than, you know, we're not joining PERF, so the money's just sitting there, but they had approved it for retirement benefits for PERF. So,
And Marvin, I told Luke that I was unfamiliar with what agreement had been made with the council, but I had no problem forwarding that to the council so long as it can be funded and so long as they can transfer some of that money to the highway department to fund those positions as well.
well,
Yeah, that includes all of them,
it's all full-time and
not all full-time.
Right, but that money is kept
We've got
set.
40,000,
I mean,
yeah.
it'll have to come out of highway.
It would have to
Funds.
go into highway for you to
Yeah.
pay it out.
Yeah,
So,
so we'll have to ask for a budget
To
for each
distribute.
individual,
yes.
yeah.
but you guys take care of all that, don't you?
So, I have a motion, Luke?
Yeah.
Second motion to forward this to the council, all in favor, Brenda?
So, on the other end, we're good to advertise for, is that, can you do that, Brenda, and I'll get you some specs?
Yeah, get this stuff.
And Brenda advised the council that we were trying to follow up on what we thought was necessary
Okay.
on this, so, I mean, if that's not what they felt was,
Are you talking about this one?
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, all right.
So we just trying to clear it up, if that's the way it was.
Yeah, I've had, nothing was said to me, but I've had a couple councilmen tell me if we could do this, so.
Marvin, are you done with that?
Yeah, I just have to.
Marvin,
Yeah, I have specs that I'd like to submit for a new grader.
Okay. You want to make a motion to that effect?
Yes.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor to get Marvin a new grader?
And the notice is in there, Brenda, for you to send to the paper.
Okay.
Do you have anything else, Marvin?
I don't know who comes under this one. No, I guess.
Okay.
Here, do you want to go
Go
now?
ahead.
Those buildings that we talked about to the state, I've followed up with Waterman's office, beginning part of last week. And they thought the state highway department buildings were good on. They said that the Minnehaha building, they've hit a snag because the money that paid for that building come from a tax from bullets. And all that money has to be spent for like wildlife promotion and that kind of crap. So they're kind of holding tight on this $5,000. But I think it's a good deal.
Well, I did,
Still.
I did have a chance to go look at it today. I met Brad out there and he let me in. The only thing I guess that I would tell them is they still plan to have a check-in station there. You know, and because that was one thing I talked to him about this morning because it was out front.
The Waterman's office, they're working on getting us grants to where we don't have to pay the $5,000. They're gonna try to get us state grants through the Lieutenant Governor's office. So I guess, you know, I don't know if there'll be full grants, or we'll have to match half. But I just want to make you guys aware that there's a snag with it, so we might be waiting on that building, or we also have some grant match money. I don't know, could I get permission to maybe spend $2,500, try to get a deal done? I mean, I don't wanna go out and make a deal, or you think we ought to still try to get it for free?
I think that with their plan to still use the basic facility, I mean, there's an outside outhouse and check-in station, you know, there's gonna be a good amount of work. It's a structurally sound building, but in order for it to be usable, you know, we got a lot of work to do. My other question is, I know you said that the tourism and the Chamber of Commerce has shown interest. Are they willing to pay any kind of utilities?
Well, I think the chamber has kind of shied away from it. You see, we're furnishing them $7,500 a year for rent. So, we're furnishing them that in perpetuity, so I don't know.
Does tourism have any money for anything like that? Or-
Tourism has quite a bit of money. They got, I think, about $30,000.
And would they have somebody out there? I don't wanna end up with a person out there by themselves. And I have talked to a couple of conservation officers, and have talked to Tom, but I do know that they have expressed an interest in having an office out there, which
That'd be nice.
I spoke to Tom about that. He'd be interested.
I just hate to see that building get tore down because we can't get a deal done on it. And I think they're holding fast to there's some real sticky laws with that, how they use that tax money. And I talked to Matt Doer, and he said that he can probably get us a grant, but it's just gonna take more time. I'd like to expedite it and get it rolling.
Where is the chamber, I mean, where are they at right now? I know they were in the learning center, but.
They're in Rich Braver's building, right across there.
So we're paying their rent?
Essentially, I don't know what they're doing with the money, but they said
We pay half of the lady's salary.
that half the lay salary,
Yes.
but they're paying rent on that building.
Yes, they're paying rent on that building.
Is that something, Judy, that they would even be interested in doing, moving out there?
Well, I think it's a no-brainer personally, but not everybody agrees with me.
Well, like I said, I went and looked at the building, it's structurally sound,
What
but
we
we
did-
can't have a person out there by themselves.
We had, when this project started, we thought that the FOP would be interested in going out there, the chamber, tourism, and, there was somebody else, and now I don't remember who it was. Since then, Luke and I talked about getting some students, interns for tourism from, Vincennes University. And we thought maybe we could house them out there to do things to promote the county. And, so since then, it's just lay dormant.
I don't know if you've looked at our tourism website. I mean, it's got a lot of information that's kind of lame. I would like to work with the tourism board, and I've talked to the lady at the dean of the School of Business. I'd like to turn over our tourism department to these students, let them do the website, and, you know, let some outsiders kind of focus their energies on.
Well, one of the problems that students have is they have to do 600 hours of internship. So we could actually get them to help us run some of these festivals that we've got 4
It'd be
people
a
trying to
real-
run.
It'd be a really unique and
And-
a really good deal.
In an ideal world, we thought perhaps we could use that building to house them in. Now, we've not put this thing together yet, we only know that we're gonna go talk to the woman. But that was,
We need to
you know,
find the means.
Well, Mary Holler, I've known her for a long time, and she's real agreeable to it. She was just promoted to the dean of the School of Business. And see, they have computer classes that focus on website development and business development. And they give them a little bit of a budget to work with in a classroom, and they get to come here and actually experience it, see their progress.
Is this something that, Can we get a little more concrete information?
Oh, certainly. I mean, we can meet with her anytime she's game.
Just, we'll just have to arrange the meeting and do it. I mean, everything's
It's a
sort of
unique
playing
opportunity
fun.
for them as well to have a budget, like
Now,
a live
I can
laboratory
tell
for
you,
them.
if you wanted to ask tourism if they had some money to contribute, they're having a meeting Monday night.
I would like to have some more information as far as who's willing to contribute to the utilities. You know, I mean, it's another facility that's gonna have upkeep. You know, we've got city water, it's a mound system,
And I had
but then
given
it's,
Luke what the utilities cost.
Yeah.
We got that information and gave it to him.
well, and I don't know what that is,
I
but
think it's,
It was inexpensive. I looked at.
The electric averaged 140 over the 2 years. I requested 2 years of back utility bills, it's electric heat. So even with all the offices and the computers that were running and all the lights on, it was 140 was the average.
And it's on
The
P-ville
highest
water,
was
that's the cheapest
200.
water we're
no,
going.
they never went over the minimum on the water.
That's like $13 or $16 or something real cheap.
And DNR said that they would continue to maintain the grounds of the plantings, that they have some wildlife planting and stuff. Their intention was to continue to maintain that.
and did I understand right that possibly Peabody would make a lease available for the surrounding?
I had talked to Mansell, and he said the different factions of the state have different opinions on what's going to happen to the ground around it, but he said Peabody ultimately has the say, and Peabody wants us to have the building. They're working to get us the building, and he said he'd be agreeable to letting us use any ground we wanted, so if we wanted 10 acres around there, fine. He's real agreeable, real flexible. He wants this to happen.
Can you bring some more information to the next meeting where you can let us have a little bit more of with Judy's information as far as?
Well, the, part of the issue is, he's got to deal with the state, because currently they have it leased. He can get it out of the lease, because,
Well, and that's, the fellow I talked to this morning said that portion would have to be released from their lease and.
right, it's kind of complicated once,
You get enough smart guys together, they can figure it out.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to understand it when they get done. And
what do you specifically want me to go?
well, I would like to know what VU is interested in doing,
Okay.
if they really are.
So you're more interested in the VU deal, or you want to know some more concrete stuff from Waterman's office?
Well, if we can develop a need for this building, I don't have a problem with it, but if we're just gonna have another building to have to try to find somebody to fill, you know, we don't need that. It's empty now, and I don't want us to have to mow the grass and it still be empty. Judy, tourism would be able to work with VU in the same facility, I mean, that's what it's all about, if that's what they're looking for.
Well, we discussed this, and because it was dormant, it's laying dormant, but we have a meeting Monday night, I can bring it up. I know that the $5,000 is because they had someone come out and say they could get $5,000 worth of salvage out of the building if they tore it down.
Yeah.
Well, that seems kind of a crime. But
Well, there's.
if you want to make the appointment with the lady at VU, I will go with you.
That can happen.
You make the appointment and let me know, and I will go with you.
And like I said, it's not that I have.
It's not the money, it's not.
Just, is there a need? And I can see nothing better than helping people try to get their internship accomplished and help us at the same time.
Oh, no, it'd be a boon for us, because we'd have somebody, our website be constantly changing and have fresh ideas. And
But, you know, I just don't want another building for us to have to look after. Because it's not close to anything if we don't have a specific plan for it.
So, do you want me to try and get that commitment from the chamber, or?
See if they're interested. I mean, because, like I said, I don't want to be in a situation where we've got one person sitting out there by herself, and if there's something happens, you know, if there's illness, intrusion, whatever, you know, I just, and like I said, I do know that the conservation officers have expressed interest as well. And it would be nice for them to be able to tell the state that they do have a base here to operate out of. What do you?
I pretty much agree with what you say. It's a nice building. It's a shame to not use it. We do need to find a need for it. But I'm all for using it if we can find a use.
Well, I'll work on it.
See how many people you can get interested, and maybe we'll have to add on to that. Is that all you have?
Yeah, I'm sorry for dragging that out so long.
Yeah.
I talked with you today, Brenda, and I know we had some correspondence from the state as far as what we needed to do for our minimum standards of hiring. We weren't in compliance, and they've given us multiple notices.
I think I put a copy on your phone.
I didn't have a chance to look in there, we were running late. On this recommendation from the state, it says that we should have a criminal background check of anyone that we intend to hire, and also have their driver's record be inspected as well. And also, they're recommending that we have a handbook in place. And I've been advised, John, that you've got the handbook that,
I've got what was done years ago but never put in final form. And there were some things we had yet to discuss. I forget what they were that we're talking about. And then we gotta try and get it into a regular booklet form. So it's something we need really to have kind of a work session over.
okay. Do you want to familiarize yourself with that and then let us know when you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I can do it anytime.
Okay.
We can maybe set a date or time.
This is the third notice that they give us on
Let me
this.
see the number.
There it is. It's on the very back page for the handbook.
We had some discussion earlier today with Kenny Bogert, the director of the ambulance service, and he said that he's got a truck up there that the motor is blown up in. He was wondering whether we wanted to advertise for bids to fix the motor or advertise to sell the truck, or,
We had advertised previously, we did fix it.
and do
Yeah, we got 2 or 3 bids, didn't we?
you still have those, or?
Yeah, I would still have this upstairs. One of them was John's. John's bid on it.
Do you remember off the top of your head what that,
One was like 13, one was like 15, I think.
Yeah.
and what would its value be if it was running?
I think 20. I mean, it'd be worth more to us than it would be reselling it after.
And how are we on ambulances? What's our,
Do we have 2 right now? Or 3?
Well,
That would be the third one.
it's kind of tricky, the way I understand it, 'cause it's a van. We got that big truck now, they're easier to work on, but then vans, they were real tough to.
so it's one of the vans that's
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And Kenny and John, a lot of people up there said we need to get away from the vans, we need to stay in those bigger trucks. Because you can't work on the vans.
This is the one that you were gonna trade in, isn't it? And the
Yes.
motor blew up
Right.
on it, and so they couldn't take it, and they had to go ahead and
They had offered us, what, 25,000
as a trade-in.
as a trade-in, so
They
running,
blew up before.
running is worth 25,000. So if we get $2,500 out of it,
Yeah, but they haven't actually offered that, they just said that's what it should be worth.
no,
Yeah.
they offered us
That
20.
was a trade-in on it, because it was buying a new one from them though.
But we've already bought the new one and paid
Yes.
for it. Well,
And then they offered 7,500 when it blew up, right? They're gonna
Yeah.
take it down to 7,500.
Your memory, bear in mind.
No,
She's
it's
right.
It's in my book
No,
here.
you're right.
So it went down to 7,500.
But I don't think we took bids, did we? Didn't they just have two quotes?
Just quotes.
Yeah, I don't think we ever advertised for any bids. And really, I think there was only one quote there. I think John told us what the other one was, but I think there was just one in
Rob
writing.
Jones.
do we wanna find out what it's worth if we fix it, if they'll even buy it?
I'll talk to Jeff, I'll see him Thursday, I'll ask him.
Trying to get some information as to what we should try to do with it, and if it's junk, it needs to be junk, then we'll.
Jeff will tell you how it is. He ain't gonna-
And, John, do we need a motion to continue our billing practices? It's the same as what we were,
No, just leave it as is.
you'll take care of the attorneys.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, we need to do something on that cash register.
Right.
I make a motion, how much did she say to allow for that? She didn't. I don't think.
400 and 2 to 300.
Where's the cash register at?
The
Okay, at the landfill?
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna make a motion, we allow Judy to buy a cash register not greater than $400.
For the land.
For the landfill.
We have a motion, we have a second. I second. We're all in favor. And while we're on the landfill business, we discussed this earlier at our solid waste meeting. There's been a little confusion as to who actually looks after the landfill, and I wanna make sure that it's all landfill correspondence comes to the commissioners and not to the solid waste. So that we can keep things straight.
Were you able to collect your money for the landfill?
We're in the process. We don't have it collected yet.
I was just asking.
We got a couple
I have
thousand,
two.
we got a couple $1,000 collected.
Well, while I'm asking, how much foot traffic goes in the building over here of the chamber? Because that'd be my concern of moving the chamber. I don't care where the building's at, I'm just saying, how much traffic do you have? Because if somebody's asking, where's your chamber at,
My guess is 90% of it's gonna be done
online?
online. So,
And then everybody that goes out there ought to be able to pay part of the utilities. But you'd have most of your money if you got your 7,500 back out of the chamber, if it's only $140 a month.
of course, that's, as I understood Judy, that's paying for that person's salary, half of it.
Oh,
so,
okay.
But they are in addition paying utilities, so, is that correct, Judy?
Portion of it.
So,
They're paying, and I'm doing this from memory, so I may have it a little wrong, but I think in addition to utilities, I think they're paying $300 a month. And that building would negate the rent.
so I mean, I guess you're gonna talk to the chamber and see if they're interested in
I think we
tourism
should-
as
I
well.
think somebody besides me should talk to them. But their meeting is on Thursday at noon. But if no one shows up, I will do it.
Is there any chance one of you fellas could?
I'm gonna be at the sale talking to Jeff.
Sometime Thursday.
Do you have a phone number where one of us could contact somebody if?
Yeah, I do. I will email it to all three of you tomorrow, and then you can make up your mind who's gonna do it. But I've got the chamber president's phone number. In fact, wait a minute, I may have it on my phone. I think I put it in there today.
The only other thing I've got, Don Beasy called me Sunday and wondered why Sullivan County doesn't have an extraction tax, and I told him that was something above and beyond our control. That we have tried and still didn't succeed. Someone had indicated to him, John, that the county could individually do that, and I don't think that's correct.
Only if it's allowed by the legislature. And it had to be.
And we tried $200,000 worth of trying.
Yeah. Okay, well, I just wanted to bring that up, and that's all I've got.
I can't make it.
Okay, well, we can talk to somebody on the phone. Anyone with old business? Did you have anything?
I just thought a guy back there, I didn't put his name on the agenda, he just wants to introduce himself
Okay.
about
Name Ken.
working on the elevators.
Someone back there or been there
Hey,
all the time?
excuse me, but I found that phone number. The guy's name is Ken, and it's 812-870-4890.
And that was Ken.
Bogan Shen,
Okay.
he works for Channel 2 in his other job.
I know. Anyone with old business? Anyone with new business? That's me.
I'm with Colonial Life, which should be on the agenda.
Okay. No one else with new business before we start our insurance?
We just need to,
Go ahead.
You got here late, Bill. Sorry. You got here late.
I was here early.
Let's see. Go ahead, Mary.
Okay. We just wanted to kind of show you our coverages. I'm not sure, we couldn't find out who you guys have in place right now, so let us know, so I don't really have a comparison for you. But we basically,
On your standard life insurance.
yes, what we basically do is kind of fill in the gaps with your current health coverage. We help you with deductibles, co-pays, most of your life insurance, disability insurance. Some of the plans, critical illness coverage, cancer coverages. Our company is #1 in the industry. We've been around for almost 100 years. We win all the awards for best products, best services. And I'm not sure if you guys have some in place. If you do, we're going to be about 40% less than what you're paying now. It's a fantastic company, so we would like the opportunity to come in and kind of see what you guys do have and do some comparisons, show you what we have to offer. We have a lot of free services. When we were talking about, the resources, laws we're looking at, that kind of thing, compliance issues, we do give you free access to an HR website that normally runs around $1,200 a year to help you with those questions, compliance issues, legal issues, hiring issues, creating an employee handbook. All those things are in there, and it's all, everything we do is no charge. So we would like to come in and just discuss that with your insurance, employee benefits.
I don't see why we can't entertain somebody else. We need to shop around probably. We haven't, as long as I've been around, we've not talked about it.
When do our quotes come for insurance?
they're right away, I think.
Okay, and what do you need from us
The
to?
health insurance.
We've never
comes
been-
up in February, end of February, 1st of March.
It's the end of February because it has to be in place before the 1st of March.
We've never had competing bids, have we?
We have in the past, but we haven't in the last,
Couple of years.
right.
I was gonna say, because I don't ever remember it being an issue.
Is she just wanting to sell life insurance only? You're not wanting to sell health insurance?
No, we're not looking at doing health, it's
Right.
just the ancillary part.
Life and disability.
Yeah, life, disability, accident, cancer policies, you have a medical bridge that you match with your insurance that covers your out-of-pocket and hospitals.
Probably when your insurance group meets, she should come in and explain her plan with that group.
Marvin, do you have any idea yet when you're meeting with?
No, I haven't heard a thing about that.
It will probably be as soon as they take the bids, then Springer will want to sit down and explain everything, or whoever it submits bids. And you could notify her and she could come in and present her plan at the same time.
I'm gonna entertain a motion to allow her to have access to our records to see what information you need.
Absolutely.
I agree.
To develop your numbers so that when the insurance committee meets, you can meet with them and explain.
I will make that motion.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
That feels good.
Yeah. I love it.
Do you need this back?
No, you can keep those in my cards inside with my contact information in there.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You got here first, elevator man.
Thank you. My name's Mike Bear with Mid-America Elevator. And at one time, I used to do the service and take care of your elevator. And what I wanted to talk to you tonight about, since you're in the shopping mood, is I don't know if you're aware of the fact that the elevator company that takes care of your elevator now sold to a German company by the name of ThyssenKrupp. And what I'm hoping to do is find out, I believe that you can terminate that contract now because there is no company. And I was hoping that you might take bids or some quotes on elevator service. I'd like to try to hit a kind of a short window because I know that they're going to be coming back wanting to sign new contracts with a new company. Like I say, I'd actually taken care of your elevator for at least 10 years myself. I'm with this, I was actually working for the company that you have now, and I actually wrote the contract for the first time around. So I'm really familiar with it. The company, or the courthouses around here that I do take care of now are Greene, Hart, Putnam, Owen, Clay, and Warren County. So I do quite a bit of work with the other county courthouses. Plus, I take care of the Sullivan Library and Crossroads Church across the street here. Like I say, I'm sure I can meet anything that they're doing now as far as the type of service, and I believe I can probably save you some money. I haven't surveyed your elevator because I wanted to ask permission first. I didn't want to go wandering around the courthouse.
Brenda, who takes care of our elevator now?
Amco elevator.
What we're paying the money is.
Ooh, I don't know, I haven't. We just got a bill on there on that. I can look at it.
And do you have any idea what our service contract is?
I haven't looked at the service contract.
What you're in right now is what they call a full maintenance contract. It covers the labor and parts during normal business hours under regular wear and tear. Anything that's obsolete or, misuse would be billable. And that was one of the things I want to talk, when you brought up the bit about the handicap accessibility. You're looking, that is probably one of your big expenses there. I'd be more than happy to write specs for that. One of the things you'll find when you get into that type of work is you can get a very low bid on a modernization, but you're going to end up stuck with one company because of the proprietary equipment they use. Our company uses many different vendors that accommodate anyone, so you wouldn't be stuck with us or any other company. That any reputable company would be able to take care of the equipment. There's ways, depending, I don't know what your costs have been lately on billable callbacks. I know
like I say, a lot of times they'll start going with the obsolescence. And then you get billed for the labor and the repairs for that. You can go drop back to a less expensive contract, we call oil and grease, or examination, lubrication, where any repairs would be billable, but your monthly service would probably be about $80 a month, and that would include the annual test. But usually, a lot of companies will bill extra for that also.
Well, why don't you look at our equipment?
I'm guessing right now, just without looking at it, I would probably be around $200 a month on the full maintenance service, and we're like I said, about 80 for an oil and grease, and I can write both contracts. One of the things our company does also is we give a 30-day out. If at any time you guys aren't happy with our service, give us 30 days to make you happy, and if not, you can get out.
Brenda, can you and John look at our contract and see
Yeah.
what our terms?
Generally, all these contracts have automatic increases in them and automatic rollovers. A couple of the courthouses, Clay County Courthouse in particular, I've written 3-year contracts that terminate at 3 years. You have to go back and ask for it to renew, and I can give a set price where it's not escalating every year through the contract. So I got a lot of leeway. I can work with you on, if you want specific things.
We'll see where we're at. You're more than welcome to look at our elevator. You've seen it before and
Yeah.
know what to look for.
Okay. Well, I'd like to try to maybe get in next week sometime and take a look at it, if that's gonna be okay. I can check with the maintenance people, I assume, or, okay.
They're here till 2 o'clock every day.
Yeah.
Brad is.
As I say, I've worked with Brad,
Yeah.
but the other guys I hadn't met yet, but I think that's all I needed, unless you had a question for me, or.
We'll just see what we
Okay.
find out in our contract, see where we're at.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bill Colson?
Yeah, guys, Bill Colson here with the Sullivan County Soil and Water Board. I think you guys are aware that Judy is going to retire, and we're thinking about going to hire a new educator coordinator. I didn't know if I was supposed to tell you or what we're supposed to do, but I thought I'd come in and tell you that that's going to happen.
I think there's a letter in.
Well, I had talked to everybody else, Bill, and told them what we had discussed, and I told Judy tonight that what we had talked about was that the board and myself included thought that it probably would be best to keep that soil and water educator and the recycling educator as one position. I mean, that's the way it has been for numerous years. And just to, it is a bit of a perk for whoever. It's more work than it is perk, but then one person can look after that, and everybody knows who to go to.
All right. Is there any other, anything else that we need to do before? Because we've already sent in, or advertised the job, and we probably will start interviewing. I don't really know, I haven't talked to, did you?
I have some interviews set up
For tomorrow, so this is probably going to happen pretty quick.
My discussion with Bill was that while this would be our employee, that he's got to live with whoever they pick. And I agree. And we all three have felt the same way, that I'd like to have a motion to that effect, that we'll allow Soil and Water Conservation Board to go ahead and hire the person that they're going to have as their secretary, and will be our employee, but you guys will set her duties or his duties and decide what they need to do. They'll follow our vacation and holidays and so forth.
I'll make a motion, we give them full authority to hire who they want to.
Have a motion to have second one?
I second that.
We're all in favor, Brenda?
Thank you.
this here. Brad Drury's needing vacuum cleaners, is that something we have to talk about, or?
Yeah, Brad's motors are burned up, he needs 3 new ones. I talked to him earlier today, and I guess just need a motion, there is money, Brenda, for new equipment of that type.
So I'll make a motion, we allow him the $1,605.78 for that. And I'll tell you what, let's just go ahead and give him $1,800 for vacuum and miscellaneous supplies.
I'll second. All in favor, Brenda?
Okay.
Did you have anything else?
Yeah, she says we gotta send a delegate to this meeting tomorrow for updated security measures in the courtrooms and commissioners' rooms.
Well, it's a shame they didn't have it today while I was here.
I missed it. 3. Wednesday at 3.
And you'll be out of town.
Tomorrow's Wednesday. I can run over here for that probably.
That's okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine with me, I've got it,
I'll be out of town Thursday.
And this is to upgrade the panic button.
Right.
I know there's been quite a bit of discussion about security in the courthouse, and I guess you need to ask several questions while you're there tomorrow to see what they really have in mind and what they would like to see happen.
Oh, there was another thing. Brenda might have the letters where Southwood didn't want to be on the redevelopment commission.
Yeah, he was.
And did we get a letter from, I think it was Larry Swank, is that correct?
And John McClellan sent one too.
And Larry Swank had sent one in to be put on the voting board, and he was put on the advisory board. So he was interested. And did you guys appoint one of you 3 as the advisory board member?
We did. I would like to ask for a motion to transfer Larry Swank's name from the advisory to the voting board of redevelopment. That's all we want. All in favor?
Let's put John on the advisory board in his place.
John McKenna.
Job, yeah, he's.
Was that, do you have his original letter, Brenda?
I don't have his original.
Which one is that?
Anything else?
I just seen this,
That's the airport.
asking for airport road to get resurfaced.
I
Which
have a
that's,
copy of Larry Swank's letter, Ray.
I know Benji has mentioned to me that Airport Road needs,
I'd like to see that one get done too.
It's awful.
All the way up to 1100 north.
That'd be nice.
nothing else to the airport.
Right.
I mean, that's-
Yeah, that's when people fly in, they have to drive down a goat path to look at our property. That's it.
We want to get a couple numbers together on part and all of Airport Road.
So it's in there.
Okay.
It's in what you got there. That's that's existing, that's the 575 north.
I'd like to see it all blacktop to blacktop.
Well, I'm sure you would. I mean, really and truly, I know we would, but
Yeah, and it is a busy road even on the gravel.
Sure it is. All the way to 48, and even north of there it's busy.
Oh, yeah, all the way up to.
Ray is one of the commissioners gonna be on redevelopment now.
You want me,
Which
you want me
one?
to work up some numbers on the rest of it too?
We didn't appoint.
Who's gonna be on it?
Would any of
The
you
rest of the
want to
road all
serve?
I don't want.
Marvin, do you want to serve on the redevelopment commission advisory board? Sure. Yeah, he did.
Where's the blacktop gonna start and end on 300 north? Wasn't that in there, 300 north? 300 north and 800 east, where's 300 north gonna? start?
Benji, where did you base?
That's the one, that's the one Luke earmarked some money for, east of H.D. Wilson's, all the way over along Chapel Church Road.
Right. See, we have done that one blacktop, over Duggar, and it would connect blacktop to blacktop. That, it'd come out to where it's currently blacktop. You wasn't blacktopping anything, that was all
Just the gravel part.
just the gravel part.
1.4 miles, Marty, on the east end of Glendora Road.
So part of that 200 west is already blacktop.
It is. Up to about.
We have any other new business from the audience?
Yes.
Yeah, right there for you.
Did you need a copy of
Just
Larry's
kind of ends
wasteland?
in
Right.
nowhere.
Yes.
Yes.
That's more
And-
gravel road.
Rich, of you on the advisory board?
Marvin, did you want to serve?
Yeah, I'll start on
And did you have another letter? You said you got somebody else on the advisory board?
John McCammon.
is on there.
Thank you.
I'll give you a motion to adjourn.
You want me to work up something on that
Have a motion, a second to
piece
adjourn.
of airport road? Luke?
Yeah, I'd like blacktop.
Let me see what I can come up with.
All in favor, meeting adjourned.
Does that mean it's all over?